team project per se, because it was just more commitment. Because for me, I've got to commit 100% to this, because this is it.
This is it. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else. If I'm gonna make it, or maybe go back again to
Mbea.
to looking for a job, you know.
Yeah.
So it ended up. Then after they left, and then I'm like, okay. One of them, my very first people to hire was, okay, let me get a marketer. So then I get, okay, open an Instagram account, open a Twitter, Facebook. Neurotech. And then such marketing, AI solution, conversational AI, no product.
Okay. So just marketing to see how the market reacts to this.
How market says, and then
Oh, you're really smart.
No, I wasn't. I was just doing
If you're doing marketing to test the market about something that actually, because by then I don't think AI was really that crazy, man. And you see 2 years down the line, you have already, covered ground. It was really smart, as much as it doesn't look like it.
Not that biased. Still.
And then did people start now inquiring or asking you, what is this? How long did it take?
It took quite a while.
A whole year, 6 months, 3 months?
Maybe something like 6 months. So 6 months, that's why I got my first project as the company. So
but there's nothing exists, just marketing.
So there was marketing, and then around 3 months, I began getting a developer. Maybe let's be now designing the system. So the very first version of Sarufi never shipped to live.
So there was a first version.
There was a homepage. The dashboard was always in development.
But you believe this thing will work. And these 6 months, how are you surviving? How are you paying this marketer?
So remember, when I was writing content. So
you got paid for that.
It took me like 6 months to get my first job as a writer. So I got approached by a company like Rogue Rocket. Like, okay, we're gonna pay you $350
article.
I'm like, dude, this is like nane. This is something like a salary, my guy. So
in Tanzania.
In Tanzania, So I begin, and then I then go to draft.dev. They pay you $320 per article. So it was quite good. So for me, like, beginning, okay, using this money and my saving money from salary, working to kind of finance developer, because I'm not a front end. So I'm get somebody to design the UI, and then get a developer to design some few pages. First of all, landing page. Get a landing page live, hype on Twitter, like, building in public. Sort of coming in the next week. And then never shipping for up to 6 months. Never, nothing's functional.
Wow, that's kind of interesting, because if I think about it, already I see that you believed so much in this idea to an extent that you believe this is gonna work after all. So after 6 months, you get your first customer. Are they willing to pay upfront, or are they willing to pay after they see the project?
The first client was not a chatbot guy. It was not a chatbot project. It was more of like AI, B2B AI consultation. So I remember going there was a Tamasha, which another one is happening this year. The last 2 years at Tamasha. So I went there, and then I found someone speaking about AI. I'm like, I'm gonna approach the guy and pitch myself. And then I'm like, okay, I'm the best. If you want AI solution, you go no further.
This is the guy.
The guy.
This is your guy. Huh?
And he's like, okay, you see that lady? Go talk to her, and then if she
so
thinks
the marketer was a lady.
No. So I approached the guy who is like the head of the company who was doing they also offering AI solution. So I was pitching if they could give me like a gig, maybe a subcontract to work on. And then he's like, okay, you see that lady, the tech person now from the company. I talked to that Mzungu, and then he's gonna lead you out to. He's gonna tell if you're good or not. And back then I had a lot of open source like Pi Swahili. I created like my own language in Swahili, but not language by say. But if someone look at it like, okay, this guy built a language in Swahili, and this guy did PyPesa. So they look at my portfolio on open source, and like, okay, he's quite good. We can give him a job. So he's like, okay, there's a project coming up. It was December. Coming up in January. Come to our office and then give you a job. So I went in January, and then okay, here's a job. So I didn't know, but I need to take money up front or not. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna charge per day. Yeah. So I remember on Upwork, I used to charge $30 per hour. Yeah. So, and then this client, and then I begin charging them on the same rate. Yeah. So it quite paid. It quite sustained me, I think, for the whole last year, even in this year.
Okay.
That client.
Okay.
Around 2022, it sustained me. I think the whole last year it was one main client.
Oh, yeah.
And that client I got at the data tamasha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here is a community paying back over time. Right?
Yeah. It's sold now. Now it's not now. Okay. It's like okay. So I didn't. Before getting a job like as a company, I didn't have the registration done. So the company.
So it was just a briefcase company.
Yeah. And the company like, okay, you need to get give me your company certification, get a contract.
TRA pin.
Yeah, then I'll go register and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this was my very my very first experience as a company. Okay, now getting a job.
Yeah.
And learning about how charging, how much do you charge?
Yeah.
And also maybe get some more person in the team, because now if you get paid as a company, it's a bit some money, and then get a front
Do you
end
have an
dev.
accountant? Do you have a dev there?
No, not an accountant, my guys.
Accountant, not yet.
Not yet. So I got it's very odd. I got a dev advocate early.
Okay.
Yeah, I opened a blog ghost, and I began writing blogs on AI.
As an advocate.
Like the advocate begin writing content.
Yeah.
So in content, I market it for developers. Like, trying to build myself like a reputation before product is out yet. Building some authority and reputation around AI. So that was I began doing. So one of my very first, the marketer, and then the advocate.
Yeah.
The front end was not very hired. It was more like gigs. And then I got some front end to join in a team.
The team, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're paying them using the project and the gigs that you're doing on the side?
You're not on the side now, through this project now, the company contract from... Yeah.
And does the rates changed? Did they change when you registered the company or?
No, they didn't. But it's just like, okay, it was enough, to sustain.
Yeah.
It was not that enough because,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now here you have a company, at least it's registered.
Yeah.
You have some employees.
Correct.
You're paying them, whatever the amount. Was this time now you started developing Sarufi seriously or?
Yeah. So I was talking, the aim of the front end now is not to consult, is to build Sarufi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Sarufi began earlier on, but another developer left. So the new developer came, on building this new Sarufi. So it was very odd because we're building the UI with no architecture in mind. It's just, okay, let's do this. And then we're thinking we're building the ship on the way, and then we don't know what we're doing. We don't have like a big picture in mind of what we're building. So that's how we started building Sarufi. It was, okay, gotta do this, intent here. So, and then the front end kept building the Sarufi, the specification of Sarufi.
Yeah.
But it never turned the light of the day, the Sarufi.
So the version, which version do you have right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's the other version. So
the original version or?
No, the original version never. So
okay.
as I said, initially, we didn't know what we were doing.
It was a trial and error.
No, it's a trial and error. And also, if you tell me, Kaleb, take here a pen, draw me what is it you're building here, the whole architecture, I wouldn't have done it,
Yeah.
It was more like, okay, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Let's say have a good UI.
Yeah.
Look at the other platform. Okay, this people have this dashboard. Also have this, and if you do it, you're gonna post on Twitter, building in public.
No. So there are two versions that never saw the light of the day.
Yeah.
The first initial version.
I mean, the first version continued to be developed again.
Oh, by a new dev or?
By new dev. Still building it, and sharing in Twitter, building in public.
Building in public. That's a tagline nowadays.
Yeah.
Build in public. And then from that now, is it like, what is this building in public? But because I've seen a couple of devs nowadays saying, I'm a believer of building in public.
So it's like maybe you can get early users early because people are saying, okay, this guy, day one, there was only CSS on the first page. Now the whole platform,
But does it work like that? Or are you building hype?
It's building hype, So when you purchase it done, you have some few users already,
Yeah.
Yeah, not like, okay, here is a surprise. So I was a believer first, but it haunted me. It haunted me because I remember in very January, I'm like, okay, almost there. And then it's June, there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
So some people give me calling me, Kaleb, are you the creator of Sarufi? Like, okay, I logged in.
The log page is not working.
Something's not working yet. So people like now, like kind of like, okay, some people mocking, okay, like what you guys are building, you know?
You have given me another perspective of Sarufi that I didn't know.
Yeah, okay.
Like it seems like you build out of pressure. That these actually has to be real. These actually has to be working.
Yeah, but
otherwise your reputation is online here.
But that thing never shipped. So the other Sarufi that came to public, it was not under pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm okay now.
How did you discontinue the one that never shipped?
I mean, it happened. The front-end developer left, and then, I mean, it reached a point now there was no clarity now. Whatever I'm building, okay, and then, I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm building. You know, it reached a point where now I came to realization, okay, what am I doing? I have no idea yet. To know what I'm doing. Yeah. So I instead of starting from front end, we need to start from a back end. Let's build the framework of the chatbot itself. Yeah. How it's going to work. Yeah. Maybe the flow. Let's design the flow. Let's design everything first, and then we can have a front end as a body to embody that the architecture of the board. So and then it's okay. Let's stop this. Let's start building the CLI app. So. And then it became like that. I remember doing the very first version of Sarufi, I think in a day. Just a day. Yeah. Just imagine how much time I saved. It took 6 months to push a platform, but never shipped. Yeah. But the very first version, which is an MVP, that could be used in a day. Yeah. It had no UI.
So they had lessons that you learned from this experience that you cannot build a product from the marketing perspective before having the product itself.
Yeah.
It's hard and it's painful and it's costly.
And then you try to do every feature. Yeah. You know, you try to build the best framework of it.
And is it building or just talking about it? Because it sounds like if it's not working, there's nothing up here.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds productive because you're gonna build some pages and then you're gonna show on Twitter. Okay, hit the chat, but here's the button. And you can click it. It sounds productive, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then what I realized, okay, you could build the very simplest vision. If you're building something, think out what is the simplest representation of what you're building.
Yeah. And then let people use, get the feedback.
Build that first.
Yeah.
Stop about this feature kumi, any complex feature, because you need that clarity first. What is it am I building? And then those features can come later. Yeah. So we begin with that now. I begin building the very first version of Sarufi. Yeah. No UI. Yeah. Just a CLI. Yeah. And the docs like Open API docs. Open API docs like YAML, like okay, you have a post, you can click, and then I built a SDK, and then it was like that, sharing in public. Sarufi, I didn't share in public basically.
Which year is this year or last year?
Last year. Okay. Last year around August. Okay. And so we did a very first version of Sarufi, but they never shared public. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, how do we put this to public? I put it private. I'm inviting people. Okay, come into preview in private. Yeah. This is my invention. But and then I'm like, okay, maybe now from that investigation we've been building demos now, trying to pitch to companies. Let's go to Voda and pitch this demo. We have the engine of Sarufi now. Yeah. Okay, we can now sell it to companies and then use our engine. Yeah. But we never sold anything, you know. And so I'm like, maybe let's just open source this. Let's just make it not open source, but make it open for anyone to use it. Yeah. Because we are afraid because there's a company offering chatbot services. And like, okay, ours got API. If you give them API, they can
play around with it.
Play around and then figure it out the way our invention. Yeah. But eventually, because there was no any traction,
you gave up.
Keeping it private, you know, like keeping it private.
Not helping,
It was not helping, you know. There's no growth. There was no there was not much. Okay, using it for marketing, like the demo to. So what we end up making it API public and endpoint public, and allowing people to try it out. Okay, here's Sarufi. Yeah. Yeah, and then an intern came, a front-end intern. He helped us build the first version of Playground. So Playground came before Dashboard. So Playground was like, okay, if you develop a block using CLI and YAML, was using YAML or JSON as a flow control, you can test it on Playground. Yeah. So no Dashboard yet, but that was Playground yet. Yeah. Very simple. So beginning marketing it, Sarufi, launch, launching on WhatsApp and Twitter.
Was it big? Did you launch it or just?
No, it was not big. You know, it's just sharing on hyping on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like back in the now I'm experimenting viral Twitter, tweeting like a lot. Most of the people were trying the bot we made as a sample demo, but the traction in development wasn't very good because again people need to now understand the floor, use YAML to build the floor, and then it was not that there was some people trying out but we saw that the user XP of using YAML and JSON was not that helped. Like it wasn't good to help people to build chatbots, stuff like that. So but we didn't have the money now to finance
this marketing and
build the dashboard for people to easily build now bots. So because it's your CLI, marketing we were doing a bit, but no sponsor, just organic. So marketing is a fair point also. No money to do marketing and no money to finance dashboard development. Okay. So even the UI you're seeing now, it wasn't easy.
So when did you get your first serious client after this version?
Serious client? It was around I think during Sarah Sparks, maybe around November.
So you got them through Sarah
Sparks.
Sarah Sparks.
Yeah.
Which is also a community engagement.
It is a conference, it's a tech conference in TZ, one of the biggest in TZ. So it's combined all companies, stakeholders in the tech ecosystem. Foreigners, investors. So one of the guy, I once interned in his company. I went there and okay, I'm now doing a chatbot. So
it just happened that
okay, come to my office. Okay. And then I went to the office and it's like, okay. So this was a big client, but I didn't get the money. Hear me out. I won't mention the company name for the sake of okay. But it's a very big company, like B company. He's like, okay, how much do you charge? Okay, this is a big company. It's a big company. Let's charge them $15K USD. And then we go there. I'm like, okay, we're going to develop you a bot for WhatsApp for $15K USD, which is around 30 million, And then he was like, Kaleb, I get it's it's fair, but this is too high. We have another vendor is offering us for 5K. And they're like, 5K is 12 million. We can also do for this, And so we accepted the offer. The offer. Now remember from before that job, most of the work was not chatbot. It was B2B data consultation. It was more like on big data and not just AI stuff, but not chatbots. So this was one of the very first client ambao we get who want a chatbot, and we are going to use our chatbot platform to deploy for them. Apple to dashboard. We have no dashboard, so we want to use YAML stuff to work for them. And then the client said, okay, Kaleb, how would I change this stuff in the bot if I want to change this word? I need a dashboard. And I'm like, okay. I knew a couple of my friends, who are very good at UI. Okay, and they're also opening their own company. And they once approached me, Kalebu, if you have a gigs, just let us know. Let us know, whatever. And then I didn't have the money, but I know, okay, if I'm going to pay 10 million, I can just outsource this UI. So I gave my friend a UI, implement me in this UI. I need this for this client project. But something happened in the middle of the project. Something happened, and then the boss was out of I don't know, but the boss was kind of something happened which the project froze.
So you didn't get paid.
We had 2 pending invoices.
Okay.
And then remember I had another team to do the UI. Not paid. We're not paid. The team is not paid. And then all our expectation is okay, this December gonna be awesome now. Big money coming in.
And then it's not coming through.
Coming in,
Did people give up on you or?
One give up. I remember losing one of my very key person. Because after then we went holiday, and then after then I'm coming. I'm just finishing my holiday. I'm receiving a resignation letter. Like Kaleb,
it's crazy, man.
It's crazy, man.
My holiday did not turn out really well because it never came through.
Yeah, because you're struggling with money.
Yeah.
Someone is not paid for months, and they need to pay rent.
They have
so
responsibilities.
You can understand, okay, Kaleb, you got to find money,
Yeah. So did you get paid finally, or?
I wasn't. But something good happened out of it.
Okay.
The UI that we were doing for a client turned out to be the main sort of dashboard you're seeing now.
So this project flopped.
So project dropped, but I'm like, okay, what if we could make this dashboard we're building for a client to edit the flow?
Yeah.
Could be our own dashboard now for people to
do their thing.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I begin approaching the team. Okay, can you guys add this few more features? Can you add a sign up page now? Because we're building it for one client, there was no need for sign up, so crazy stuff. So we begin like, okay, can we make it in a way that people could sign up? Yeah.
And now we have Sarufi version.
Yeah, so Sarufi version 1 it comes with a lot of blessing, Yeah, so right then it was tough because remember my big client is only one. The one I got from the Tamasha. Because they're also doing consultation for another company. Yeah. So it became the main subcontractor on many of the projects, but they vary. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't come. So you're depending on one big client to do all your financing. Yeah. So, and what am I going to say?
Did you get more clients or at this point, just now you perfect the dashboard?
No. It was more on it was more like finding other work apart from chatbot by the company to work on so that we can operate
well. Can maintain,
yeah. So getting other client, not big per se, but I didn't want to go much on consultation. I wanted more on the product. So it was more finding whatever can get gigs around that can help sustain. At some point it was so hard, I got back on Upwork. On a day it was so hard, my rent was due, and then I'm like,
I need some gigs.
I need some gigs. But then I begin doing whatever, getting some even consultation work, maybe building AI work for some other people to get some money to pay the team that was doing the dashboard now, so that we can launch dashboard as a product.
Okay.
Yeah, this idea was not natural. It was not planned. It was accident of us not getting paid from a client and the work being done.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we gotta do something because you need to pay these people. They already did the work.
True, and they need to, they have responsibilities.
So after the launch, it went well.
Yeah.
And something good out of the launch, we got our first angel investor.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So after the launch of the Sarufi dashboard, and then so my launch happened on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
First day, no Twitter, only WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So I'm in a lot of developer groups.
Yeah.
All I did was beginning
spamming people.
Yeah.
Here's a product.
Yeah. Can you share on the WhatsApp? Can you share on the WhatsApp? Can you share on the WhatsApp? Yeah.
And it paid off.
Yeah. There's some few users, and one of the person who shared on WhatsApp, one of his contact person was an angel investor.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he was amazing, like, link me to the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember we had like a 30 minutes call with the guy. Like, okay, come to Cape Town. Yeah, here's a ticket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then all I know, I'm in Cape Town 1 week, and then after 1 week, and no pitching.
Okay.
Just talk and what do you do? We're gonna give you a community. We're gonna tell people how to use a dashboard to be bought. And then after I wanna be your first investor. Here's the teams. And the first months of investment. So right now, that's when at least
you are stable enough to build.
Stable enough, and that's when I would say, okay, let's focus on the product.
Yeah. Because now you're not worried about the salary,
rent,
maintenance, and
people, or getting gigs out of work to work on the product. So that will remove all the distraction and the worrisome, because the growth of the product wasn't very much good in the first year because it was a lot of distraction.
Yeah.
A lot of distraction.
Yeah.
To work on a project is an expense.
Yeah.
But and also there was no credit.
Yeah.
So right now we had a bit of credit of what we want. The flow, the dashboard was very connecting. The team did a good, nice work on the dashboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now working on a Sarufi that we're seeing
serious
now.
Project.
Yeah. Building communities and to a stage that it is now. So it was not a straight story.
No, I mean, there's something exciting about your journey, Kalebu. And one of those things that you have always believed in the community by participating in it.
Yeah.
By always coming back and giving value to it, even believing that if you share with your community, they're going to actually use your product. And ideally, you get an investor in it. So for you, communities is like everything.
it's everything. Like,
and this, actually, I met you through a community.
Correct.
Yeah. And one thing that made me notice is that even after we left, I saw you engaging the guys, trying to help, trying to see what you can do. What is that drive? Why is that drive for you?
I mean, I think my early days, coming out of Mbea, I'm a lonely wolf there. I only have a few friends, less exposure.
Yeah.
Coming down to that, and then seeing all these communities, and that's where like I saw the spirit of community. You know, going to Flutter for food. But then
so the first gate of any community is food.
It's food. You know, like you're broke and you don't have money to buy food. There's good food at communities event, free food. You're leading Flutter, so I really like the community. You know, getting there, knowing other people doing different stuff.
Yeah.
Even my first AI like kind of mentor was through community. I remember going to Buni. Buni is very place for me.
Right?
Yeah, because that's where most of my stuff began from maybe Flask, whatever, AI, whatever, all the stuff came from Buni. Because I'm going there, I'm like, okay, I love AI. I'm looking for guys who do AI here. And I'm like, okay, you see some guy there? Yeah, go talk to him.
And you find he's doing AI.
And you talk to him, like, okay, he's doing JavaScript and talking to something like Jarvis, like, hey, play this music using voice. And the AI is listening. It's all fascinating, you know, like, and it's also community. And you come, you see all this GDG. So I was actually a believer of community. And then through community, that's where I met my tribe, you know, like, because my tribe was not in college is mostly people mechatronics stuff. So right through community, that's where I find myself at peace, because I like meeting new people who are actually building different stuff, learning from them. You know,
So fast forward, there's this project that you are coming to do here in Da with Mozilla. And it actually touches on your vision and how you actually what castigated you to start building a Swahili, which is Sarufi app and chatbot, to just help people who are likely reachable because of language barrier, and how they can interact with the different aspect of technology through voice, right? It's called Mozilla Connected Voice, right? And again, you volunteered to become a trainer, right? Please speak a bit about it and why it's important that people should come on Friday, Saturday, join the competition. But of course, I'll add a few details on that.
Okay. So as I spoke previously. If you come to an NLP space as a developer, the tools for African languages are very non-existent. And then you don't expect a miracle or somebody to come and say, hey, here are the tools. So I think as African, we have responsibility. To build these tools.
True.
And then I think that's what amazing Mozilla have been doing, like an amazing work. So Mozilla have been like correcting voices on local language like Swahili, Luganda, and stuff like that. To help now give developer ability to use this data to create AI models out of it. And in this week hackathon, it's very interesting because we're going to be touching Swahili. So the hackathon is about now, okay, how can we build something for ourselves? Using like data collected from our locals, because it was using volunteers, community gathering. I happened to participate in one of the voice contribution run by Catherine. Mozilla, like, because I was there. Like just I wasn't. Just looking at people doing Mozilla and common voice. So I think this week is a chance for you now to come and be a part now, not on contributing, but on building now AI that can convert speech into text.